Now, okay, so train up. Your part is to train up a child, and there are all kinds of limitations in that area that can prevent that. God's part is when the child is old, he will not depart. Or let's say he will return. And that can be encouraging. There is much we can say. Now, what is it about getting old that changes us? Well, that should be a stupid question, you know. I mean, you look in the mirror and you can figure that one out. But there's much we can say about the humility that comes from getting old. You know, that tat you got on your buttocks that you think is so sexy. You know, when you get old, when you're 70 years old, you know, the skin on your arm, it sags down about 6 inches, you know. So when you get old, you know, that tat you got on your butt is going to be hanging past your knees. And that tat is going to look like someone threw a bucket of black paint on your rear end, and now it's starting to drip. You're going to look deformed, you know. But now you think it's sexy. Now you think it's cute. Now you think, oh, that's the end thing to do. And you're not thinking past the moment, you see. The prodigal doesn't think past the moment. The prodigal lives in the moment for gratification of the moment. Okay. Now, as we get older especially, how does this bring us back around? How does it bring us back around getting old? Well, especially when you get that diagnosis that something's wrong. That can humble you very quickly. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Now, I hate to say this, but old age does not always work. I mean, I've met old fools that never seem to learn anything. And that's sad. But I still agree with the general principle that aging humbles us. It has to humble us. You know, when you hurt, when you're in pain, when you're sick, when things go wrong, life humbles us. Believe me, life will humble the biggest fool out there. Yeah. Now here's my point. One of the points I want to make is that no one taught us how to be a good parent. Now you gotta wrap your minds around that. You know, your parents did modeling for you, although they might not have taught you how to be a good parent yourself, but they did model for you, and that modeling is critical of what you saw as a child concerning your parents. But you see, that is up in the air also, the modeling. Was the modeling good? Was the modeling bad? What kind of mother did you have? What kind of father did you have? Was one good, one bad? One modeled good, one modeled bad? Or one didn't model at all? One was an absentee father, let's say. So, you know, there's a lot of huge dynamics in the creating of a prodigal son or the prodigal daughter. There is no school that taught us how to be good parents. You know, your public school system didn't teach you how to be a good parent. I can guarantee you that. College didn't, well, college surely didn't teach us how to be good parents. You know, genital bonding didn't teach us how to be good parents. You know, the couple in the heat of passion to jump in the back seat of the car, make love, and an unwanted, unloved child comes into the world. That didn't teach us how to be good parents. That taught us nothing about how to be a good parent. Now here's the sad part. Probably your church didn't teach you how to be a good parent either. I mean, think about it. You ever heard a sermon about parenting and how to be a good parent and the dynamics to being a good parent? You know, you gotta realize that half of your congregation in the church have gotten a divorce. 50% of the people in your church have gotten a divorce. So it makes it a touchy situation to even talk about as far as the minister is concerned, but chances are your church didn't teach you. Again, I say that there is a spiritual attack on the family, and it works at the highest level. It works in the church because the church they're not really talking about or teaching people how to be good parents, because in a way they're hamstrung. They can't, because they don't want to step on toes. They don't want to, you know, they have to dance around that issue of divorce, you see.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.